Good morning.
Morning everyone. So very windy, apologies for that. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this. We wanted to do a quick review of the Fisherground Campsite in the Western Lake District for you guys. I found this place on a website called Cool Campings. Never used them before. They're a broker basically. They kind of advertise all the quirky and fun campsites around the UK. And this one came up, and what sold it for me was the kids play area. It is really good. That's my first kind of highlight of this site is how good the kids campsite is. The girls have made a load of friends. Eden's done a tour of the campsite, which we'll put in this video for you. It's really cool. It's a proper little adventure playground. There's some rafts you can go around on the little kind of the little pond they've got there and everything, and apparently there's an eel in there, Eden told me reliably. So yeah, kids play area is fantastic. First is the COVID policy. It's a very COVID secure campsite. Whenever you try and get anything from the little kind of reception area, if you wanted to get wood or anything, they spray the money down and they're really hot on that.
I mean, to be fair, hopefully it won't be relevant soon because obviously, you know, restrictions are looking like they might change, but it's always reassuring, I think, when you come anywhere where they've kind of, you know, made a real concerted effort to really make sure that everyone's as safe as possible, and I think that they really have here. As part of that, they have antibacterial spray in all of the showers and the bathroom areas so that you can kind of spray everything down after you've used it, which is great. They have a one-way system through the kind of toilet area, the bathroom shower area, and the washing up area and all that sort of stuff. They've done a good job. Yeah, I think that's a good tick.
There is a family bathroom. Whilst we're talking about bathrooms, we haven't used it, but it looks quite spacious. Looks good. There's a lock as well. I think you have to get a key to use it. I'm not sure though. And the other thing we really like is there's lots of picnic tables dotted about. We're on a kind of mound at the moment, just above the campsite. It's a lovely view over the grounds. There's a few picnic tables up here, which is really, really lovely.
Yeah.
Another thing we really like is the overall setting. It's a beautiful setting here. It's in a nice little kind of dip of a valley. There's kind of mountains and hills all around us, which is really, really lovely.
It's really pretty, a really nice place. Just generally, it's a really, really picturesque site. And our third thing on our likes list is the fact that you can have campfires, and which is a really, really, really big plus for us. We love having campfires. And
it's quite rare, the amount of campsites we go to, and they just don't allow it, but here that, you know, it's almost encouraged. You can buy wood from the shop, which is good, and there's campfires dotted everywhere. So
literally every pitch has its own campfire, what do you call it, like fire pit. That's the word I'm looking for. Every pitch has its own fire pit. Ours oddly was stolen by somebody before we got here. It wasn't like whilst we were here somebody had taken it. They said that they do have a problem with people taking them because they're really, really popular, but we just mentioned it to the staff, no problem at all. They replaced it for us. You know, we had it from day one. So yeah, absolutely loved the fire pits.
Another thing we like is a quiet site. So from 10:30 at night until 8:30 in the morning, no noise. Everyone has to really quieten down. You can still sit outside and have a chat, but just, you know, no loud music or parties or anything, which is really, really good. It's a proper family site.
They do enforce that. Yeah, exactly that. It's a family site. They do enforce that. So randomly, we ended up with a hen party behind us, which completely sounds contradictory to what you've just said. I don't think that they knew that it was a hen party. I think somehow they'd managed to kind of get around the booking system, but they accommodated them anyway. But what they did do is they came over and they, you know, made sure that they were aware that this is a family site. It is quiet at 10:30, and to be fair, you know,
it was not a problem at all.
It was fine. They were really, you know, fine about it, respectful of that, exactly. And the fact that the staff, you know, made sure that that was the case was really good. And the last thing probably on our likes list is the fact that the staff are all really, really friendly. Everyone's been really nice. There's lots of staff here actually. They're all really easily identifiable. They have green t-shirts. Wandering around just making sure everybody's okay. They always sort of say good morning and ask you how you're doing, and always happy to talk to you about, you know, places to go and things like that. So yeah, really, really nice people, and really accommodating.
So first of all, there's a stream, and there's some tyres that you can like pretend you're like sailing on the sea, and there's like a little rock island that you can rest in the middle of like the kind of pond. And so there is a tiny little eel in there.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh wow, cool.
We saw it yesterday, which was quite cool.
So there you go, there's the tyres over there, aren't they?
Yeah, so I'm going to show you the park. So if you come in with me, that's the stream and those are the tyres. And you sit, so you can press it. So this is a ladder. Be careful not to fall in if you've got clothes. So here's a little pirate ship for kiddie.
That's cute.
That big one is like for older people. So I'm going to do the whole trail. There you go. You walk on this pirate ship. It's much more fun if you're up here. Like net and you're like...
Very good, Eden.
You have to be careful up here not to bump your head.
Okay.
I understand that. I promise it doesn't feel like it's wonky. Seriously, you don't feel that. So then you go down. And you go on this like log when you soon get to it. And you hold on to here.
Ah.
And you go across. Okay. Okay, right, now we're just here. I wanted to show you the zip wire. So it's over there, you can just see. I don't think you'll be able to see. But there's the wire and then there's the zip there. Daddy's not showing the camera.
No, we'll show that in a second, Honey, because it's broken, isn't it?
So you eventually, once you come over here, you have to go over here. And then you've got like this snake slopey thing.
Okay.
You just go across that.
And then you can't go on that because it's broken.
Yeah. And then you have to just jump off that log. And then you just go on this hammer.
Cool.
Right. This one is all about balance. Okay? It's on chain. So I always get off of this bit. Well, not always. So what about balance?
Right, now we move on to the dislikes, the things we didn't like too much.
Awkward,
I hate doing this bit, it's horrible, but you know, you've got to be truthful.
You've got to be fair.
Okay. First thing is, there's lots of rules about what you can't do, not many about what you can do. So it is very strict. In some senses that's a good thing, but in some senses it feels a bit restrictive.
I think it's, it just feels very prescribed.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So if you like to be carefree and just take it as it comes, then maybe it may not suit you. So for example, one of the key things that we noticed right off the bat was the fact that the barrier is shut at 9 o'clock.
Shuts at 9 o'clock in the evening, it doesn't open again until 8:30 in the morning. So if you want to kind of come or go between those hours, you have to let the staff know beforehand.
Yeah, and
I get it, there's a safety aspect, you know, kids around, cars and that, but you know.
Exactly, I mean, exactly. It's one of those things that there's always going to be a reason for that. But if you like to be a bit more carefree, particularly if you've got a van, I think that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, if you've got a tent and you walk out maybe, or even if you've got a van and you walk out, but if you want to take your
van
vehicle
out for the day.
I mean, if you've got a car and your tent's pitched up, then presumably you could just park your car out, because they have like a kind of parking area out the front, so you could park it out there and just walk in. But if you're sleeping in your van, it's a bit awkward.
Yes.
So there's just something to bear in mind, I would say.
Another thing is, it's £4 for a washing machine. Most campsites we've been to, it's like £2.50, £3.
Yeah, the extras here seem a little pricey. So £4 for a washing machine, £7 for a bag of wood, when normally we've paid like £5. And also it's £1 for a shower, which is timed. It's the first time, I have to say, we've ever been to a campsite where you've had to pay for showers. We've never ever been to a campsite where we've paid for showers extra. And the fact that it's then on a timer as well.
And the water pressure's not that great either. So I shower quite quickly. So I'm there, I put my pound in, and it's still going like, you know, 2 or 3 minutes when I'm finished. So I'm there getting wet feet, and you know, you can't even turn it off. So in one sense, I get it, just because, you know, it's supposed to save water.
I totally understand the reasons
but I don't know if it does.
But you know, I on the other hand, so you've showered really quickly. I on the other hand have kind of like raced through to get it done, just because I don't want to pay more than £1. And to be fair, I have. But equally, you know, it is quite a money maker for them, to be fair, because, you know, I've had ladies in the next cubicle to me and I can hear them putting in pound after pound because they want a longer shower. And
it's not the cheapest site either, so you'd almost expect those bits to be included.
Yeah, I think you would.
I think I'll put a link up description of how much we paid for 7 days, but it's not like a wild camping site where, you know, you pay really cheap for the pitch and then you have to pay for the extras. You're paying for the pitch as well.
And equally, I think if you're paying for a shower, if you're paying £1 for a shower, you expect a really nice hot shower with good water pressure.
Yep.
And I would say the water is warm, it's certainly not hot, and there's water pressure is non-existent, to be fair.
Quite quiet at the moment, but the weekend it was full to COVID capacity. In total, they've got 215 pitches here. I would say at least 200 to 190 of those pitches are tents only. The rest are camper vans. There's not any motorhomes here, and there's only one shower block and one toilet block.
Well, there's one shower block and one toilet block, but it has two wings.
Yeah.
You'll see probably on the walk around that Martin did.
Yeah. So there's 8 showers for men and 8 showers for the ladies.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. And then there's a separate family bathroom, and then there's obviously a disabled bathroom on top of that. So, you know,
there's a queue in the morning.
Yeah.
I think they could do with another block or something, just because the amount of people, you know, you consider each of these people have got, you know, at least 2 people per pitch. You're looking at what, 430 people with one shower block.
I think what's interesting about this site is that it really is tent heavy, which is fine, great, brilliant. But because of that, by virtue of the fact that they're tents, obviously people need to use the facilities, and it does feel like the facilities, it doesn't feel like there's enough of them for the style that the site is, if that makes sense. Like if there was more motorhomes where people had their own facilities on board, maybe it would balance out. But maybe that's just our experience. Maybe this particular trip we just haven't seen that. Maybe at other times that is the case. But it does feel like they could do with another block, really.
So our next dislike is there's no shop. There's no shop on site. The only thing you can buy from the shop is wood. And there's nothing close by, so come prepared. Come with your you know, the home comforts you want. So like, I don't know, a couple of bottles of wine, some beer and that. Make sure you're prepared, because there's nothing. You can't even buy a tin of beans.
Make sure you've got your bottles of wine and your bread or your milk.
There is an Esso garage, which is about a 15-20 minute drive away. That's really well stocked. We went there yesterday on the way to Eskdale Lake, but apart from that, there's nothing close by.
I think we quite, you know, we do quite like going to places. They don't even, you know, even like one of our favourite campsites, to be honest, doesn't have what you would call a shop. They just have like a little shed where they check people in. But what they do have is just the bare essentials. Like they've got a fridge in there with some milk and bits
wine,
in there. And, you know,
essential.
You know, they just have a few extra little bits, and I think something like that would really help here.
It would really. I think it'd make a difference as well.
But that's about it. Other than that, we've had an amazing time. Generally speaking, I think there are more likes than dislikes.
Yep.
We've really enjoyed our stay.
It's really good for the Western Lake District. Not so great if you want to go to Windermere and that, because it's about an hour away. But you've got Scarfell Pike close by. Westwater, Eskdale Lake we went to yesterday. There's lots to see and do around here. So I think if you're coming to the Lake District, it almost needs to be a kind of multi-campsite deal, where you maybe do one in kind of like the eastern, northern lakes, and then one over this way as well to get it all in. Because otherwise you're just driving all day, which isn't fun on these roads, unless you enjoy driving and you've got a Mini, but we don't.
But generally, you know, facilities are modern, they're kept clean, the site's well maintained, great play area for the kids, generally all good.
Hope that's been useful. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. We'll see you guys again soon.
Bye.